is fair enough in my book. So, hey,
Mhm.
all right. So now I guess we have to go on to the final
Yep.
discussion of the day because this one, well, we hit a milestone. We talked about it early, and this is more of just an open discussion because there's so much to cover about what's happened in the space market, which, unless you live under a rock, the easiest thing to say is, well, they did it. Virgin Galactic did send Richard Branson and a few other people into space, which I don't. Did you watch it? I watched it live, and I was pretty impressed.
I watched, yeah, I watched it, I didn't watch it live. I literally watched it live from the point when it was already on the ground. I was doing some stuff I couldn't, but basically I rewound the video and watched it
Hmm.
basically live. So yeah, pretty much watched it live. And yeah, it's there was some problems getting some video in the aircraft itself, like during the live launch, but we saw a
Oh
bunch of
yeah, yeah.
video later. They were out of their chair, floating around doing the normal thing. I could get specific here and talk about where the Kármán line is, where space actually starts, and the fact that they didn't actually go
Right.
that high. I've heard that comment from multiple people like that day. I heard that from people like, "Wait, how high did he go?" And we talked about it, and it was like, "Well, Kármán line is 62 miles. That's actually where,
Like
space
they
starts."
reached 53 miles. So
But
look, 10 miles, right?
yeah, I mean, yeah. So, but I mean, but looking at the big picture here, right? This is something that's been going on a while for Virgin Galactic. I think it all started back in even the
Go ahead.
what that I'm trying to think of what was called that
Oh yeah,
competition they
space. Well,
had.
I thought it was SpaceX. I
Something
thought it was
X.
SpaceX was the
Oh man.
competition, wasn't it?
Yeah, now it's
Hold on a
escaping me
second.
now, but there was a yeah, but anyway,
I'll find it for you.
um
Yeah, it was SpaceX.
yeah.
It was the SpaceX top SpaceX competitors.
It was the
Yeah, the
X
X
Prize.
Prize,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, one of those. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's the geez, I'm like,
X
what the
Prize,
hell? Yeah,
something
but
like that.
anyway. Yeah, so but anyway, it is gonna open up obviously the viability for space
Sure.
tourism. What some people may say, you'd rather go up and do an orbit around. That's not something that happens with this. If you guys didn't watch it live, they were up there
Hmm.
for a few minutes in the actual zero G environment. And if you are curious, supposedly about quarter million for a seat for you and whoever else
Elon
can
Musk,
go. So,
he's
but
going.
but yeah, well,
He's
yeah,
going.
yeah, yeah. Go
Well, no,
ahead,
I
you
mean
can talk about
Elon
it.
Musk
Yeah,
is going to go. I mean, well, here's the difference, right? Here's the thing for me. This opens up the average Joe's opportunity to go close enough to space to call it space, right? Hey, if you want to get over the Carmen line whole conversation, by all means, you can have at it. But I haven't built anything that can go 53 miles in in above the Earth's atmosphere.
of
You
course,
haven't either.
of
And
course.
the only way schleps like us are going to get on that thing is if we pay, right? So whether I get 53
Yeah.
miles or I make it the extra 10 miles, because look, to get down from that other 10-mile environment is a lot more work because suddenly you have to worry about firing thrusters, your entry point. You physically have to force the thing back down out of space because it'll float
Mhm.
pretty much in that space environment. I think depending on the weight of the aircraft and what velocity you're going, right? So what goes up must come down. This thing was phenomenal. Did a great job.
Yep.
But
Yep.
hey, for you and I and everyone else involved, what an achievement! Because I'd like to see the view from
Yeah. Oh yeah.
53 miles up. I think it was the apogee was 278,000 feet. Now, what was a more
Hmm.
amazing to me though was the ride. Right? These guys got.
The ride.
If
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
are a fan, I hate to say this, but the $6 Million Man, right? The opening credits to the $6 Million Man is where they drop the rocket off the belly of the ship, and this thing goes right, shoots off. But unfortunately for Steve Austin, it doesn't turn out that well. However, for the
Yeah. Yeah.
riders of this adventure, man, to see them hit, I think it was Mach 2. There was near Mach 2, and then they go almost completely vertical. The ride that must be for three things. Number one, you're on a completely rocket powered vehicle. Number two, you get
Hmm.
dropped from another airplane. Number three, you hit Mach. And number four, you then go vertical. That's worth the price of admission. And then you end up 53 miles over the planet. What could be a better
Hmm.
ride? I can't think of a better ride.
It's got to be
It
pretty
has to
cool.
be.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, well, they're gonna do more of these, and as you already said, yeah, Elon's supposedly got a ticket. So which obviously that's making news all by itself, of course, because Elon is
Sure.
SpaceX, and now he's not gonna he has no plans to go up on a SpaceX, and he's gonna go instead on Virgin Galactic starships or spaceship too. So, but I mean, hey,
I think that's great for him too,
it's
right?
cool.
Here's the bad part,
Yeah.
though, right? So the bad part is though when they turn around and announce this news, I guess Virgin Galactic fell 17% after it got
Yes.
set to sell. I
Yeah.
think it was 500 million in
Yeah.
stock following Branson's successful flight. Which what goes up must come down kind of sucks, but I understand that this is the starting point of them making more money long term, right? So that's I guess the takeaway from that. That's where I'm thinking. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah, no, no, I'm just reading about reservations here, while you're talking about that. It just says it just looks like okay, if you don't know, it looks like it has 6 seats on the vehicle, actually on the spaceship. And supposedly the company, Virgin Galactic, has about 600 reservations for future flights. All over the 200,000 to 250,000, or all over or between 200 to
okay,
250,000.
quick
So,
math.
um, somebody says,
Woo! That's $150 million right off the top.
yeah, yeah. So, yep. Um, they're gonna keep going, and they looked. I mean, they've been doing these tests for a long time, so it looks like it's fairly safe, obviously. Yeah, we'll see a whole bunch of people obviously go on it too. We'll probably hear more stuff in the future. What celebrities have been up on it and all that. But um, and then of course I think when is it for Bezos?
He's
He's
coming up
coming
on
up
I think
too
the
in what,
21st.
2 weeks?
He's the 21st.
Yeah, so that's literally next week. So that's another. Obviously, he'll be up on his own vehicle though, not up on Virgin Galactic. But so it's still something pretty cool. But obviously, as a recap, Branson beat out old
Ah,
Bezos to orbit. So or not? Well, actually, not to orbit, to space. So
so
but
here's the
yeah.
thing though. At $250,000 now, right? 600
Mhm.
entrants, they get they get $150 million to play with roughly in revenue that maybe they burned through or not. I don't know what they burned through as far as those pre-orders of what has gone into capital to make this happen. I wonder at what point, maybe 10 years from now, we're talking about a ticket to do this for $25,000.
Yeah, that was actually the next thing I was going to go at was with all these prices and floating around. These is obviously, as we talked about before with other things, these are early
Mhm.
adopters. These are we knew these tickets would be quite expensive, but yeah, I do wonder, man. Yeah, at what point? I know we said earlier the average Joe, and it does open the door for the average Joe. And what I mean is not
Mhm.
now. I mean later, when we would hope prices would go down just off of pure volume and how they refine their process and refine the whole trip as a day, And yeah, I don't know what I guess that's the thing too, chat. Like anybody watching the show now or later, what would you pay for a ticket on this ship realistically, right? We're not talking, $10. I mean, say something what, that you think you would pay and that they would accept
I
eventually.
think
What are we talking?
25,000. For me, I'm going to offer my
Yeah.
answer right there. 25,000. Now here's the deal, right?
Yeah.
25,000 means
Yeah.
they've got to run 6,000 people through there annually to make $150 million, right? And at that level, does 6,000 become a feasible amount? Because let's just I want to do some quick math here and just run it
Yep.
through 365 per year. That means that they've got to do on average almost 2 flights or 16 people per day, right? Maybe 3 flights per day. And that's not a tough schedule because I'm sure at the time that it's to do this,
Mhm.
once they get the system perfected, maybe they could do 3, 4, maybe even 5 flights per day with multiple aircraft. And at that level, you're talking about
Yeah.
if they could service 12,000 people at that rate at 25,000 per person, they're looking at $300 million a year. Now, obviously,
Yeah. Yeah. I
right?
wonder. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Well,
Sorry.
and then we have to go through the next variable, which is how many days will be scrubbed for weather, how many days will be scrubbed for maintenance issues and technical, so on and
Technical.
so
Yeah.
forth. So realistically, I think they get 300 days a year of operation. They could turn around and possibly get 4 to 5 of these flying per day, and they could see this as a round robin where I think 25,000 could become profitable. But then you have to see, that's just me throwing that out there as complete novice on what I think could
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
But hell, I'd throw $25,000 at it if I had it, right?
Yeah, yeah, I do. Again, it all depends on how they scale it. I mean, their mothership, if you know about that thing, that's literally the biggest wingspan
Yeah.
aircraft in the world. It's just massive. So I don't know if they'd have another one of those. Obviously, it's depending on what Richard thinks. They could have another one of those, two motherships. But yeah, having multiple vehicles itself, I mean, yeah, they take off with one, shoot it up, they land the big mothership, get the second one ready. the starship they launched comes back, lands, and then maybe 2 hours later, boom, they're off again with a new group of people. I think it's
So it looks
if
like
it's
this thing is designed with 8 seats in it. I'm looking at the pictures right now, and I just wanted to see that there's something back here going on where it looks like there's 2 more seats back by these windows, which would be great for them, unless it's just a mirror and that's a bulkhead, and you're seeing the back of people's heads. Then I can't
Oh
really
yeah,
tell,
yeah,
but
yeah.
the
I don't
I
know.
can't tell, but it's worth investigating. But the difference being one other thing that you just said, and now I lost my train of thought. Forget it. Um,
Well, there is another set of windows back there behind
there
that
is,
second
right?
row. You can see there's 3 windows on the side there, and it appears that third window is not occupied. So I think there's in the slot there
For
for
more
2 more
people,
seats.
right? So,
That would be 8 total because there's 2 pilots you can't see in this
mhm,
picture. So yeah,
they have
yeah,
the opportunity.
you could,
Hey,
yeah.
you know, it'd be great if in 10 years they get the price down to $10,000, and this show has become so successful that once again it benefits just you and I, that we could go and take other people out there for a trip to space. That would be fantastic. That's,
Yep.
that'd be a dream.
That would
That would
be
be
that'd be
amazing that
amazing.
we could
That'd
be
be
sitting here
amazing.
going, could you imagine 10
That would
years
be.
ago? And we said how great it would be for us to be successful enough to take other people's inspiration and go into space. Or did I or did I
That
use
would be
that
cool.
already? Forget it.
No, it's cool. Yeah, 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 go with
It
it.
would
Run
be
with it.
great.
Yeah.
Anyhow, good for them. Let's see what happens with the stock. Let's see if they actually can become profitable. There's David has got a comment in here that says, speaking of spaceships, have you guys seen any of the videos of the plaid smoking the PDs and different and really impressive surprised me. Actually, I'll tell you, we'll
I've
close out
not.
this one and we'll go into a different discussion if that's what we're going to talk about. So thanks
Yeah.
for watching.
Sure.
Like, subscribe, and follow, and we'll bring you more content on space. But to address David's comment, you know who I watch a ton of? It's the guys Car Wow. But I have
Oh
not,
yeah.
and now David, I'm gonna actually have to go and look at some of the videos of the PDs versus. Hold on, now I'm gonna have to do work. Hold on. Let's see, PDs. Okay, this
Yeah, I'm
plaid.
looking one up.
Let's just take a look. Now that's a McLaren. No, that's a Nissan. Oh wait, I don't really. Let's see if there's any videos out there. I haven't. Oh, here we go. That's 8 minutes long though.
So the white one's the
Let's
plaid.
see. This is the. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's see if there's a quick one into this. We don't care about that. Hold on, I gotta cue something up because if there's something here worth watching, it'll be fun. Uh-oh. Oh my.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got one here. And yeah, it's crazy.
Hold on a second. Let's see what they got here. Oh man, it just. Let's take a look.
He even gets a kind of this one here. He gets kind of a poor start and then just walks away with it after.
Let's see. Well, okay, so you should probably never do this on a street.
Yeah, yeah. The speeds at which these guys are doing this is gonna be pretty
So
dangerous.
it looks like it just walks, basically.
Mhm.
What I really want to see is one where they do it from the guys from CarWow. They get 2 of them side by side and they have fun with it, because that would be more interesting to me to see them
Yeah,
in
cool.
a controlled environment where they can actually do this. Because if you haven't ever watched CarWow, which I assume most guys that are into cars do at this point, they usually take some strange combination of vehicles, but usually equal horsepower from different brands. They go out there, they race them, and they're fantastic. And what's been really impressive is how they the Teslas, they regard them from 0 to 60 as being absolute monsters. But the only problem where they lose on against naturally aspirated counterparts is top speed of about 155 miles an hour. Which
Yeah, past that.
past that, but they walk
Mhm.
everything else just literally gone, like disappear.
Mhm.
So that's one of those things. But great comment, David. And if there's something else that you want us to cover,
Yeah.
let us know, because there'll be more material that we can actually look at from people like yourself that are subscribers. We enjoy all the comments. I think you commented on a couple other things that were out there for us, and we greatly appreciate your participation. Thanks a lot for chiming in.
Mhm.
Okay,
thanks.
it's well, it's a Tuesday, and it's about to call it a wrap.
It is.
So
Yeah.
thank you everyone for participating. We appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow at the standard time, and we'll do a live studio presentation for you. Okay.
Yeah. Sounds
Sweet.
good.
All right, everybody, take care. Have a great one,
Sweet.
and we'll see you real soon.
Take it easy.
Peace. Bye
See you
bye.
then. Bye.
Bye. Real slow outro by Harris and Company.
Just rolling up. Just got to get that outro going.
You know, I should probably. You know what I should do? I should put it into studio mode because I could probably cue it.
Because you can't run 2 scenes at once, but
I can if it'll start playing when I start that scene, which would make it better. OBS, the tricks we have learned.
Yes.
So much. All right, everybody. It's Tuesday. We're done. See ya. Bye.